What's up everybody, it's me Blake316 here with a new video for you guys, and in this video we're going to be talking about every video game that I beat in the year 2020. I always like doing these videos. I started this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, basically just giving you guys a list of games that I beat on the year. It also gives you guys a chance to share the games that you beat. I'm always curious to know what games you beat, as well as what games you guys are playing. Maybe I missed out on a game this year, and maybe I'll play it the following year. But regardless, this is a list of games that I beat on the year 2020. Now, as I start my games off, it's always usually starting off with the games that I bought the previous year on Black Friday. I probably usually always play those games in the early first months of the year. So if you see some older titles that I'm about to show you, that's pretty much why. I buy games on Black Friday, and I pretty much save them for January, February, and March of the following year, because those are usually the slow and dry months. Anyway, let's get straight into the list. The first game that I beat is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I actually beat this game on realism mode, and I'll be honest with you, as far as campaigns, in my opinion, this is definitely one of the more easier campaigns to beat. The only hard part with realism is you don't really know where you're getting shot from. And the difference between realism and veteran was there was no like indicators or anything. There was like no map, I don't think either. I don't really remember, but I know I definitely beat this on veteran. It was a short campaign, pretty fun. For me, the main thing with this game was the multiplayer was awesome, but I did beat the campaign. That was the first game I beat on the year 2020. The next game I beat on 2020, speaking of Call of Duty and difficult campaigns, and I actually beat Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, I beat Infinite Warfare, last year. This year, I beat Modern Warfare Remastered. And this game, in my opinion, is by far the hardest Call of Duty campaign. People always ask me what's the hardest Call of Duty campaign, and I always say Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Reason is there's an infinite respawn on enemies. With the newer Call of Duties, you can pretty much be patient, and lay back and kill people off and eventually progress forward. With this game, it's infinite respawn. You stay in one spot, the enemies are gonna keep coming. It's kind of ridiculous. There's even one level where I believe it's with the Ferris wheel. I don't know the exact name. It's, in my opinion, one of the hardest levels in all Call of Duty. Like, any Call of Duty, that's probably the hardest level. But I beat this game on the Xbox One. I also beat this back in the day on Xbox 360. I beat it twice. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, definitely one of the harder campaigns. To get off Call of Duty for a bit, another game that I beat on the year is Team Sonic Racing. I love kart racers, but unfortunately, this was one of my least favorite kart racers out there. There's about 3 Sonic kart racing games, and this, in my opinion, is the worst. This game was a real big disappointment in my opinion, and I honestly wouldn't recommend playing it. It's very bare bones. It was honestly really boring, but I did beat it. There was an actual story mode, and I couldn't tell you nothing about it because that's how boring it was. But I remember buying this Black Friday in 2019. I think I paid like $20, and I definitely would not pay any more than $20. But I played it because I want to get my money's worth. Team Sonic Racing, another game that I beat on the year. Another game that I beat on the year was another Black Friday pickup from 2019, and it was Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. Now, I never played this game back on the Xbox 360. I was always interested in it. I missed out on it. When I heard there was a remastered, I definitely wanted to try it. I beat this game on Professional, which was the hardest difficulty. It was fun. It was cool. It was nothing spectacular. It's I want to say it's a can't miss. Like you're not missing anything with this if you didn't play it. But if you like Ghostbusters, definitely try it out. Fun little game. Another game, hold on, let me check my list real quick, that I beat for you guys, or I beat for myself, is Gears 5. I beat Gears 5 campaign on Insane. In my opinion, Gears 5 is by far one of the best looking games this generation, especially on the Xbox One. As far as beating it on Insane, was it hard? I know a lot of people can't beat it on Insane, but for me, I'm such an amazing gamer. It had a lot of cheap deaths, like one-shot kills that the AI was doing on me. But it was challenging, but it wasn't hard, right? A lot of people who brag about beating hard games, like this is not that hard in my opinion. But I did beat this. I would like to beat it co-op with, I think it's like 2 other players. It's 3-player co-op. But I beat it Insane solo. This was, I believe, my second Gears game that I beat on Insane. I believe I also beat Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was the remaster of the first one. But Gears 5. Now, another game that I beat that I actually don't own physical, I actually got it on PlayStation, I think, Plus for free. And it was Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Now, this is the first Uncharted game. I got the whole Drake's trilogy, which is 1, 2, and 3. I beat Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted game, and I actually really liked that game a lot. It was my first time ever playing it. It was a blind playthrough, and I thought it was awesome. In my opinion, it's the best Uncharted game. And I remember started playing Uncharted 2, and like the first mission is a stealth game. And I was like, this sucks. I hate stealth games. So I have not finished Uncharted 2 yet. But anyway, I digress. My following game I beat was Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted game from the Drake trilogy. Now, the next game that I beat in the year 2020 is... Hold on, let me check my list to make sure. As I show you the games, these are legit the order that I beat the games throughout the year, just so you guys know. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm seeing my order. All right, so I showed you guys some Xbox One games, and I showed you a PlayStation 4 game, but we're going to take it back. I actually beat an Xbox 360 game. I beat Call of Duty Ghost. I was in this Call of Duty kick. For some reason, I just wanted to play a bunch of Call of Duty games. You know, the campaigns are they're short, but at the same time they're fun, right? They're short, not lengthy, but at the same time they're really fun. And so for some reason, I just wanted to play them. I beat Call of Duty Ghost. I actually did a review on this game, playing it in the year 2020. And in my opinion, this campaign was really bad. I'm not going to go in depth of why I thought it was really bad. Because like I said, I did a review. If you want to check that, just check my videos. But yeah, the campaign was really bad. The multiplayer was really bad. Yeah, I really don't have anything great to say about this game. I did beat it on veteran, and yeah, I'm just gonna move on. All right, the next game that I beat in the year 2020 is, oh man, you guys are gonna hate me. Like, Blake, what is up with this? Is Call of Duty World War II. This is the last Call of Duty game I beat on the year, guys. I do play other things other than Call of Duty, I swear. But Call of Duty World War II, I also beat this on veteran. I'm not a fan of World War shooters. I've had this game since it came out. And like I said, I wanted to play some Call of Duty games, so I finally beat it on veteran. Multiplayer was pretty decent. They really did a lot of things different with this in the campaign, where you're responsible for your health, where your health doesn't regenerate on its own. You actually have like med packs and stuff. It was definitely different. I'm glad that was the only one-time thing that didn't happen in future Call of Duty games. But Call of Duty World War II was another game that I beat in the year 2020. Next game that I beat, let's see what we got here. I just say, all right. Now this game, if you check my top 5 games of the year 2020, was actually my game of the year, and it is Maneater. Maneater was a unique game where you're a shark. It's like a shark RPG. You go around exploring different oceans and different gulfs, eating people and eating various different marine life. I absolutely love this game. I beat the game. I got the platinum. I recommend it. I think it's like $15 if you want the physical version. I believe it's going to be free on PlayStation Plus in January 2021. Great game. I loved it. I know it kind of looks goofy when you watch the gameplay, but trust me, it's really fun and it's definitely a unique experience. I'm definitely happy I played this. Now, the next game that I beat is another game that I don't own physical. I buy all my games physical. If I beat a game digital, it's because I got it for free, or from like whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, or like I don't know, I won it. And it is Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 4. This game is also a free game on PlayStation Plus. My opinion, these games are absolutely terrible. It sucks that like a company like EA has the right to these Star Wars games. I would love to see another company really put some time into these games, but it is what it is. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I beat the campaign. These games look amazing visually. The sound's always great, but the gameplay is just mediocre. It's nothing special. And I mean, they're really a disappointment in my opinion. Yes, Star Wars Battlefront 2 was better than the first one, but that's not saying a lot. That was another game that I beat on the year 2020. Now, on to the next game that I beat in the year 2020. Once again, I'm checking my list, so I'm showing you them in order. Is a game that, in my opinion, is a game that everyone needs to play. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I would put it in my top 10. Not necessarily this version, but I'll explain. And it is Catherine Full Body. Now, I would put Catherine, the Xbox 360 version, or the PS3 version in my top 10. But this game is awesome. Catherine Full Body is sort of like a remastered with an addition of a retold story. Like they add more to the story. The first one is 2 Catherines. This one, there's 3 Catherines. I love this game. Great gameplay, great puzzles, even better story. This story is bizarre. It's crazy. It'll definitely keep your attention to keep playing. And that's why I like this game. I'm not really big on stories. I'm more about gameplay, but this game has a gameplay and an amazing story. If you can't play the original Catherine, I definitely recommend Full Body. It's available on the PlayStation 4 as well as the Nintendo Switch. Great game. It's just like, I just love it. Like it's definitely one of the hardest games you'll ever play. It's extremely challenging. But also with the addition of the great story. Like the story is worth playing and overcoming the challenge, if that makes sense. But that's another game I beat on the year. Now I got 2 more games that I beat on the year 2020. The next game is Resident Evil 3. This was the second best game that I played in 2020. This was my first time playing it. I never played it on the PlayStation, never played it on the Dreamcast, never played it on the GameCube. This was a blind playthrough, and I realized this version is missing some things from the original, but for me, I didn't even notice, because like I said, I never played them. But this game was awesome. I believe you can get this game for cheap, like $30. Sometimes you can get it on sale for like $20, $17. If you can, definitely pick it up. You don't regret it. It still has that Resident Evil like element where it keeps you on your toes, but it adds a little bit of action. The graphics are awesome. It's a short campaign, but it's one of those games where like if you don't have enough time to invest in like a 40, 50 hour game and you want something that's short, but at the same time it's gonna be like satisfying, definitely play this game. I liked it a lot. And the last game that I beat on the year 2020, and this game, I'm telling you right now, is by far one of the hardest games I've ever beaten. I love when people brag about beating Souls games, right? I beat a couple Souls games, but they think those games are hard. You want to know what's hard? Play Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Now, I realize the Crash Bandicoot trilogy sold a lot, and this game didn't sell so well. You know why? Because when people seen Crash Trilogy, they seen this cute little Bandicoot, and like, oh, that's a game I want to play. When they bought the games, they realized those games were hard as hell. And people are like, I don't even want to touch Crash 4. Well, let me tell you something. Crash 4 is on the same difficulty level as Crash 1, which I beat. I beat the whole trilogy. I would even say harder. The last level of this game is by far one of the hardest levels I've ever played. Now, as to give an example, the last level is probably about a 7 to 10 minute level to complete, right? Realistically speaking. It took me about 3 hours. That's how hard this game was. But I beat it. I beat the final boss. And it's just a little, badge of honor, bragging out that I beat this hard game when I know a lot of people couldn't, and a lot of people won't even touch it. But Crash Bandicoot 4, I love this game. This game was also in my top 5 games of the year. If you like challenging games, and I mean challenging, I definitely recommend you to play this game. If you can't handle it, don't even touch it, bro. But I like the game. I like the visuals. I like the additions of the different suits and how it changed the gameplay elements. They had additional characters. I also changed the gameplay elements, side stories, and all this other good stuff. It's a really good Crash game. In my opinion, it's definitely in the top 3 Crash games of all time. But anyway, that's all the games I beat. I beat 13 games this year. I know a lot of people, that's not a lot. For some people, that may be a lot. That's literally about a game a month. I'll be honest, with the whole quarantine thing, I started off beating a lot of games, but eventually the gyms opened up, and then I went back to my regular routine pretty much. But I'm satisfied with the games that I beat. I'm already starting games for the year 2021. But you know what? I beat 13 games, and some games were definitely unique titles that I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't play. I definitely beat a lot of Call of Duty, but at least when I play Call of Duty, it's on the hardest difficulty, bro. The hardest difficulty. Anyway, because I know a lot of people only be playing on hardened, but I ain't gonna call them out or nothing. But anyway, it's me, Blake316. Let me know what games you beat. I'm really curious because, like always, I want to know what's out there. Maybe I missed something that I can play myself. It's also a good discussion topic amongst people. Post games you beat. Let me know. Anyway, it's me, Blake316. If you like these type of videos, please subscribe for future videos. Hit the thumbs up. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also got a Discord, on Twitch, all over the place these days. Until next time, guys. Peace.